Welcome once again to the Wrestling Guild. We're trying to get this one out a little bit earlier because my man Nick E. Anderson is going to Spain.
Boom.
Boom. Boom. Welcome to the Wrestling Guild. My name is Chris Mary Hoffman. As I said, Nick E. Anderson is with me. This is not obviously, but this is a production from sltdwrestling.com. Remember to please go in on sltdwrestling.com and check out all the podcasts and all the contents that you can find there. You want to know anything about wrestling? Check it out.
Boom.
Boom. So,
there you have it.
Spain, huh?
Mm-hmm. Spain, just going to go to I think it's called fitness camp. It's like to get motivated to train and whatnot, and they give you good food and shit, so I thought it was a good idea.
You're going to fitness camp to eat good food?
I mean, I thought it was a good idea, and we've been there before, so we're quite satisfied. So
Are you sure?
I think it's a good idea.
Are you sure it's not fatness camp?
Food camp wouldn't be too bad either. No. Gaming camp.
Gaming camp. Yeah, I just activated my Origins and my Steam account again after it laying dormant for a long time. So there'll be some gaming going on.
You're going back to old school.
I'm going old school.
Well, it is old school. Okay. All right.
Anyway, so we watched Impact from August 10th, 2018. Yesterday's, so we're doing this a little bit earlier than we do. I've got to say, right off the bat, I usually ask you, what did you think of this episode? Now I'm going to take the lead and I'm going to say what I thought of this episode. I thought that this episode it had some great matches. And I think that was the real strength of this episode. And it was fun to see all the action. I thought that this was it wasn't maybe the best episode, but it was definitely an improvement from the week we saw last week, and especially the one we saw before.
Yeah, the cool down in that. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it opens up with the OGs and LXX fighting in the entrance area.
Not even in the ring.
No.
They're they don't have time to go to the ring. There's no time. So.
No, but I kind of wonder, how did they plan that? Because obviously there was some craziness going on. Ortiz was throwing hangers at Hernandez.
Yeah,
they were flying everywhere. It was just craziness all around. Did you think that this had a good effect? I mean, because the whole idea of people fighting backstage or out of the area is usually because it needs to be extra violent. But, since there's no ring and there's no padding and stuff like that, I mean, you could murder each other, basically.
Straight up. Yeah, at least you're being honest. Or we could actually. I mean, there's some concrete there and here, and that's true. I mean, things could go wrong in that, but that's what makes it so interesting to watch as well. Because when they're out of the ring, it makes it more serious. So I quite like it.
This was. I mean, it was good. I would have liked them to kind of maybe turn up the violence a little bit more. I wouldn't have been opposed to seeing some blood, but anyway, and then I was wondering, and as I was watching these guys fighting, it was just where's security? I mean, why isn't security stepping in?
That is so true, but at the same time,
then some security did step out. When they were on the stairs, some dudes came out, and Hernandez border tossed this dude right into the wall.
Security comes out when Impact wants the security. That's how this show works. It's don't ask questions. That's how I always sum it up.
Do you think it's just like Scott D'Amore sits in the back? He's just like, fine. Why don't you send security out there then?
Okay.
Okay
All
then.
right. You know, I mean, because sometimes we see like a referee gets knocked out, and then after 5 minutes nothing happens. But then, as someone is pinned or whatnot, then he jumps in, flying into the ring from somewhere.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. That's how it is.
Anyway, OGs stand tall after they're the ones that come out on top. Then we had Desi Hit Squad versus Taiji Ishimori and Petey Williams. Now, granted, I said that most of the matches in this at this episode were good or great. Actually, I would say this one was actually probably the weakest one of the bunch, and I'm sorry to say, it probably had to do with the Desi Hit Squad.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I like Petey, I like Ishii. They're working as a great team, but then, Desi Hit Squad, not the strongest, but like we always say, we have to give people a chance, but in this particular match, not the strongest. But I still think they made an improvement.
You think so?
I still think so. I don't know. I saw some moves that were really good executed that I really liked, and they looked like really powerful and successful right there. But throughout the match as a whole, it wasn't that good.
I've got to say that I think that Gursinder Singh, the one with the beard, is probably the one that is most impressive to me. I mean, I think he does well. He's got the physique and everything, like where Rohit Raju is just kind of like stick thin, and he just acts too crazy. It just doesn't make any sense. And maybe because we don't hear their personality. It's okay because when Eddie Edwards is crazy, he also talks. We hear him talk. He talks about being crazy. We have his backstory. But what the hell's the problem with Rohit Raju? Why does he act like that? Why does he stick his tongue out like that?
A really good question, actually. When you say it, I'm thinking about it. It's quite true.
So, plus, I don't think Gama Singh does them any favors because that guy can't act.
He is, a bit, in my opinion, pointless. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that he doesn't remember what the team is called, because, I think he said, the first time he was supposed to present them, he said the name wrong.
Oh, really?
And then when he was going to present them to yesterday, he had to think. He said he was going to say, "I give to you the Desi Hit Squad." This is like.
Oh, it was about, he wasn't sure.
He wasn't sure. He wasn't sure what Hit Squad it was.
Great job. Now that is just perfect, isn't it? Wow. Great. Yeah, should we give an applause? Wow.
Anyway, Petey and Ishimori win, which I thought was good because I was like, are these guys really going to beat Petey Williams and Taiji Ishimori? I don't think so. They win with a Canadian Destroyer DDT combo. And Josh Matthews was talking about how the tag team division is heating up. So that makes me think that maybe Petey Williams and Taiji Ishimori will continue being a tag team.
That could work really well because, like I said in the beginning, the teamwork with these two individuals are really, really good. They perform it really well, and you just.
And the thing is too that if that is the case, then we have LAX, we have the OGs, we have OVE, we have Desi Hit Squad, we have Z&E, and then Ishimori and Williams. We have quite a bit of actual tag teams then.
Which is great.
Yeah, because you remember, what could have been 6-7 months back, we were talking about who's going to contend for the tag team champion. There aren't any tag teams.
That's sad times. I remember that.
We call them the Dark Ages.
The Dark. Yeah. No, but yeah. Now it's getting better.
Yeah. We had a promo from Pentagon Jr. where he talks about him and Seidel, they both being former champions, about the third eye and stuff like that. It wasn't really much. I don't think Pentagon really knew what he was supposed to say about Seidel, because really, Pentagon Jr.'s promos are much better when he's angry at somebody, but Seidel and Pentagon Jr. don't have any beef, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
Yeah. Then we had an interview with Ali and Kira talking about that they're going to take out Su Yung, which was basically the same thing that they said the week before.
I think it was quite cool though. Just the thing I wanted to say was that I think Ali is improving her talking skills.
Absolutely, she was a lot better, and she was talking about that she was going to take her out, Su Yung out. She was getting a good piece of attitude there. Good news too. I saw yesterday online that Rosemary is back getting in shape and training after her injury. So
finally, jeez, been waiting for ages, man. Come on. Come on, man. Okay, all right, that's cool.
Little preparation for the Eddie Edwards Austin Aries match. Vignette for Eddie Edwards' interview with Austin Aries, who said he'd beat Eddie even though he's unhinged. And I think actually what's kind of interesting here, he kind of talked about, without actually saying the name of the company, but their time together in ROH. Because for a time there, I think Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, the American Wolves, as they were called then, and Austin Aries, dominated ROH. Davey and Eddie as a tag team, and Austin Aries, as a singles. So they've been in the same company for a very, very long time. And what is interesting with that too is that during the match between Eddie and Aries, Eddie was trying to shake Austin Aries' hand. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
And that's something that they do in Ring of Honor.
Damn.
So it's
details.
Little details.
Wow.
Well,
no, I remember him saying in the promo, or when he was getting interviewed, he was like, "Yeah, I see a different Eddie and a much harder Eddie to beat, but in the end, I'm going to beat him anyway." So at least Austin also sees, like the viewer sees, a different Eddie.
Yeah,
so that's quite cool.
Next segment was probably your favorite segment of the night, right?
It has to be. I mean, Mr. You're talking about Mr. Grado,
Katarina, and Joe. Yeah.
Basically, Grado, they lost last episode, and now he thinks that his girlfriend is cheating with, I think it was Joe, right?
Yeah.
And
that they were hugging, at least. He thought that
they were hugging, so I don't know, and he was so pissed off. And then Joe says that, yeah, we'll take care of it. And then Grado's like, yeah, you've been saving my ass before, you can save it again, so do that. And then he wants to go and eat some macaroni.
Yes, macaroni, of all things. He wanted to eat macaroni. Because it's a cheat day.
Obviously. So that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that was it. Then we had Alicia Edwards versus Tessa Blanchard. I was pleasantly surprised with this match. I thought it was going to be like a job match for Alicia Edwards. I thought she was going to get dominated completely by Tessa Blanchard, but she wasn't. They were maybe not on the same level, but it was a hard-hitting match.
And I think even though Tessa is a really, really good wrestler, I think Alicia had a good defense, really.
Absolutely. I thought they did well. Now, obviously, they're grooming Tessa to in for the main event. So, I mean, she had to win this match. Obviously, she was going to defeat Alicia Edwards. I don't think that anybody thought differently. But I think, Alicia Edwards really showed me something yesterday that I was very impressed with. And I think I'm also impressed with Impact Wrestling giving her the opportunity to go out and show. And they gave the girls a long time.
Absolutely. That's what I also didn't like a couple of months ago when Impact always gave us females wrestling against each other, but then they gave them 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I mean, come on. How is that fair? Give them at least 15, or give them maybe, if you want to go overkill, 20. So you actually can see what they're up to, what their potentials are, and what moves they have to bring to the table. So.
Yeah. No, I thought and I was really impressed. This was really I was just like, man, this is the best match. This might be the best match of the evening. And in many ways it was, I think, because it just it made you surprised, Blanchard does win with a hammerlock DDT, cuts a promo on Ali, says that Ali, if you're taking that world championship, I'm coming after you. And I was thinking there as Tessa Blanchard was leaving us, like they can't put the championship on Tessa Blanchard fast enough.
Yeah.
She just needs to be champ.
I mean, because she does it so well. I mean, she talks good, she wrestles good, and she just bitches at everyone that bitches at her, and she gives everyone shit. So, I mean, what do you more expect from a person? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know.
She does that really well, yeah.
Yes. Next was, we saw Scarlett Bordeaux and Bobo.
Bobo?
Very quickly, name. I think was his name, and he was carrying her bags.
Yeah, not just like 3 or 4. We're talking maybe like 10.
Yeah.
A lot of bags.
Interview with Matt Sydal, just saying that his third eye was open. He's going to defeat Pentagon, was really nothing. And then we got to the GWN moment of the week. Chris Sabin versus Petey Williams. What did you like? This was a classic match. We don't have to dwell on it, but...
No, I've just got a question. Is all the old school match always brutal, hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-flying? Or is it because they're showing just these ones? Because all of the old school matches we've seen are always brutal. Someone goes bleeding. Someone is getting thrown on a chair, table, out of the ring. So I don't know if the old school is that good or what's up with it.
Well, I mean, obviously they're showing the best matches, but I gotta say that the X Division matches were always like that. At least the ones that I saw. But we're always like this. And obviously this was like a storyline thing where Kevin Nash came out, and Kevin Nash's goal was to kind of destroy the entire X Division because he was just bigger than them and stuff like that. So that's why he took out Chris Sabin. But yeah, I mean, generally they were all like that.
Okay.
So
yeah,
not all matches, not like the heavyweight matches.
Okay.
They weren't like that most of the time. But the X Division were just more hard hitting, brutal, quick. People just went crazy. This was the final match in the Super X Cup, which was the second time we've seen the Super X Cup, making me suspect that the World X Cup. The World X Cup, it might be coming back, and if it does, I would really enjoy that.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. Sabin won with a cradle shock, got kicked, his ass kicked, and started bleeding because of Kevin Nash.
Yeah, that Kevin Nash guy is like Killer Cross. Holy smoke, that guy is big.
Yeah, he's an old WWF wrestler and I mean he was a big legend several years ago, even before this he was a big deal. He used to wrestle under the name of Diesel, but Diesel.
Cool name.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we had another favorite segment of yours, KM and Falaba. This was probably, I thought that this was the best of the segment. Because KM was talking to Falaba, and Falaba only answered with Ba, and KM talked like he understood what he was saying.
Yeah.
But this was only, I mean, they were talking about that they needed to be more vicious, and that Falaba didn't agree. And then it was really only for Scarlett Bordeaux to come by, and I mean, KM, I gotta say, KM is like the best. Because I was listening to a podcast where they were interviewing him after a wrestling match, and he was just like, he was eating, and they were just like, so what are you eating? He's just like, well, I'm eating boiled chicken with some spinach and some cottage cheese and some greens. And the interviewer is just like, it looks like you're eating 6 powdered donuts.
Oh, he was just lying.
He was just like, oh, come on, man.
Damn. Oh, yeah. Well, no, the KM guy, KM and Falaba is great. Like, it's almost better than great. I mean, it's not. They're just talking, and like you say, Falaba just says, ba, 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 and he's like, I understand you, and yeah. And then Scarlett comes by, and they're just melting, they can't even talk, and they just look at her, and she just says, like, what? nice boys or something, and she walks by.
Yeah.
I mean, they just freeze.
Yes.
Ice Age.
She walks by, disturbs management, and I don't know what they were doing. Did they not want to show that it wasn't the real management, that it was just actors?
Oh, yeah.
I think somebody was trying to pretend to be Scott D'Amore. He had that rough voice that Scott D'Amore has. But anyway, first some guy comes in and they yell at him and tell him to get out. And then Scarlett comes in and they give her whatever she wants. She wants her own show, the Smoke Show.
Yeah.
And then they talk about how great she is. One of a kind.
Yeah, one okay.
So
they just melt as well.
Yeah, the kind of sexist track continues. And yeah, I'm not maybe like, I don't feel like I'd like to see where this goes before I judge it completely.
I just feel like I just want to see a match go so hard like that. I mean, come on. We've seen it for what? Is it 2 episodes or 3?
I think this is the 3rd episode we see her.
I mean, come on, give her something.
Yeah.
I mean, job her something, yeah.
Where's Ava Story when you need her?
Oh, poor Ava. Oh, goodness.
And then we had Matt Sydal versus Pentagon Jr. Now this was, I mean, I thought that like the Tessa Blanchard and Alicia Edwards match was great. This just was great too. This was like it felt like the matches just got better and better. This was an awesome match, a hard hitting. I mean, I think if they had taken this match and put it as a GWN moment of the week with kind of like the grittier film camera and stuff like that, and the tough and the screaming audience, although the audience was quite wild, you would have probably said we wouldn't have been able to tell if it was a classic match or if it was a new match.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with you. I mean, you had some great teamwork, great moves, great ending. And Sydal and Pentagon, they gave 110, and they really performed, like you said, a hard-hitting match.
Yeah, it was a great match. Pentagon wins with a fear factor. Then a clip from OVE comes up while Pentagon is in the ring, where Sami Callihan has also become unhinged and has lost it because he feels he looks like a freaking idiot.
Well, he looks like an idiot, but he also acts like an idiot.
I thought that he looks better with the shaved head.
Don't say it to him, at least.
Maybe it's because I don't have any hair of my own.
No, this guy was like, they showed it there in the ring after the match was over, and he's like, well, one of you guys have to shave because a lot of people on the internet are like bullying me. So someone actually has to shave their head, and it's that other guy. I don't know, the guy that never really talks.
Yeah, one of the Chris brothers shaves the other Chris brother while he's crying.
While he's crying, correct. So yeah, that was funny. That was funny. So.
Then we have LAX. They come out and Conan cuts a promo on King and the OGs. The OGs come out and King challenges LAX to a street fight. It's basically what happens. Or?
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit disappointed. I was looking for like the OGs to jump down from wherever they were standing or something. Some action, not just bitching at each other. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It was just weird for me. Like, they were bitching at each other, they're calling each other this and that. But then, like, we'll meet you guys next week. Peace. Like, what? So, I don't know how you felt about that segment.
No, I mean, I thought it was good. I think they're giving them a slow build here. They had a match right away, basically, when the OGs came out because at Slammiversary. So now they're kind of trying to just cool it down a little bit to make it more vicious. I think is the idea. Yeah, and by the way, during the GWN moment of the week, you got to see Conan and Hernandez and Homicide in the old days. Did you see that? They were at the commentary day where they were talking about that you could listen to Impact Wrestling in Spanish. You could see Conan sitting by a table with Hernandez and Homicide.
I'm gonna rewatch that because I remember the commentators were screaming when he was throwing that Kevin guy was throwing around, and they were shitting their pants. Really,
I know. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I'm not, let's not judge him out with a thing gone, run, go into the audience. No, but yeah, I have to rewatch. Okay, I didn't see that. So you can see him right there. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. Hmm?
And then we had, I think Eddie Edwards cuts a promo. He's looking for, just talks smack about Aries. Then we have Jimmy Jacobs saying that Johnny Impact's been looking for Congo Kong, but he's better be careful because Jimmy Jacobs is the real monster.
Mm.
So it's going to be,
That guy.
it seemed like it's going to be Johnny Impact versus Jimmy Jacobs.
Mm. 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 And I mean, that guy also does his promos really, really well. He talks really, really well. So, wow, yeah. Mm. He's a good guy.
He is one of the best in the business, I think, with a promo.
I remember, wasn't it your friend that said that this guy is, awesome or something? Wasn't it? Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but, when he came to Impact, one of your friends said that, this guy will be the real deal.
Yeah, no, that's right. I can't remember who it was, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, no, that's true. And then we had the main event, which was Eddie Edwards versus Austin Aries for the World Heavyweight Championship. This match had everything, basically. Don't you think?
I mean, I can't agree more with you. I mean, really. I mean, I think Eddie, though, was dominating Austin for most of the match. But then towards the end, we'll come to that segment later. But yeah, I mean, really hard-hitting, not maybe high-flying, but at least brutal. It was really, really brutal.
Yes, it was. And Eddie Edwards, actually, I mean, this character of Eddie Edwards, this iteration of Eddie Edwards is like the best, basically. I think he finally has a real good personality. And I think that it plays well. Very well, I think.
Absolutely. And then we come more towards the end. Austin takes the lead. And what was it? I think the referee got knocked out by Eddie, right? Was that?
Yeah, he got knocked out by Aries, I think, first, who had Eddie up on his shoulders and then swung around in an airplane spin, and then Eddie's feet hit the ref, and then, Eddie beat the ref with the kendo stick.
Later. Oh, yeah, there it is.
So that happened, too.
Yeah. And then, basically the referee's out, and then people go with all kinds of, low, I think it's called low blow, right?
They kept kicking each other in the balls.
So Austin does a low blow and tries to get a go for Eddie, but then somehow Eddie was dominating Austin for a bit, and then that's when the other guy came in.
Yeah, Eddie was trying to choke Austin out with the kendo stick in the corner, and then Killer Cross came out and took out Eddie, and then Austin hit the brainbuster for the win. So Eddie loses because of interference from Killer Cross. What does this mean, though? I don't know. Does this mean that Killer Cross and Eddie Edwards and Austin Aries are the heels, and then Eddie Edwards is some kind of crazy good guy?
Yeah, I've got no clue. I don't know. I just don't get why Killer Cross would help Austin. That doesn't make sense either, because he never attacked Austin. He just went for Eddie.
No, they looked like they were friends.
It looked like they were friends. Yeah, wow.
So that's a crazy alliance.
It's all Austin's plan all along.
Maybe. Who knows? He is a master manipulator.
Yeah.
So that ends the show. It was a great match, Eddie Edwards versus Austin Aries, which I think we thought all along was going to be a great match, but these guys delivered on an entirely different level. And I'm just happy that there were actually yes, sure, there was a cheat win because Killer Cross was the one who took Eddie out, and that's how Austin Aries won. But, it was better than a win where Austin kicks Eddie in the nuts and then wins. It wasn't a cheap win.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with you, yeah. Wow, what a match. What
a match, yes. So, in the end, that was it. We come to the end of the show. How did you what would you rate this episode of Impact Wrestling?
I mean, it was definitely a lot better, in my opinion, than last week. So, I mean, you gotta give it like a B.
Yeah.
Almost maybe a B plus. Almost.
Almost. A B plus minus.
There you have it. B plus minus. Minus plus. Plus minus. Something like that.
You're the mathematician. You're the one who...
That was a good joke.
Okay, Nick. I think that'll do it for this week's edition of the Wrestling Guild. You have a good time in Spain.
Yeah, hopefully I will survive.
And your fatness camp.
Exactly. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, just a little bit interested. So, this is the second time you've gone to fitness camp? To this camp? Second time. And you go there to get inspired to work out.
Well, that's what the week is for. Yeah.
So like it didn't work the first time. Since you're going back.
I guess not. Yeah, I got motivated for a week, if that counts. No?
No, it doesn't count.
Yeah, so going back again. And if it didn't work the first time, maybe the second time, and third time's a charm, so it might work third time. Maybe, yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, it sounds quite stupid now when you think about it.
Well, anyway, Nick, you can, this has been the Wrestling Guild. You can find us on sltdwrestling.com. You can also find us on Facebook and on Twitter. You can also find us on Instagram, although we don't actually post anything there. It's been a long time since we posted anything there. But you can listen to us on iTunes and on Spreaker through the SLTD podcast network. You can also find us on Soundcloud and on YouTube. And a little extra shout out for the World of Sports podcast. The review by Dim Van Dam.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, keep an eye, and then, until we talk, we'll actually probably see each other sooner than later.
Finally, it all starts again.
Yes, finally.
It all starts over again.
And
damn it.
Yeah, don't mess up the walls.
I will try.
Anyway, Nick, you have a good trip.
Yeah.
Come back all swollen stuff.
Or motivated. Or not.
Motivated. Well,
we'll see.
For Nicky Anderson, my name is Chris Mary Holtman, and we will catch you next week.
Boom.